Welcome back, everyone. This is GTA Failer. In our last video, we officially unlocked Staunton Island, which should be a big deal. So I'll say welcome to Staunton Island and act surprised, pretend that we haven't already spent hours here in this video series doing 33 taxi drop-offs and 12 levels of paramedic and 20 vigilante kills, 20 fires put out, an RC mission, two off-road missions. So again, welcome to Staunton. A big deal. The game has opened up in a new way officially, even though we kind of cheesed our way here a bunch already in this series. So this is our first time on the beautiful, newly repaired bridge. Remember, this bridge was blown up in the opening cutscene when we were being transported in a like a prison, like a police vehicle. Yeah, so here we are, not ripped apart. We'll do this very unreliable, unique stunt jump. Not even close. Not even close. But anyway, we nailed the landing. So even though our next official mission is going to be the A sitting there on the screen, the Asuka mission, there's one brand new task that I thought we should do before we move on with the next story mission in the next video in this series. And that task involves the fact that we can now get 5 stars, 5 wanted stars, unlocking Staunton by completing the previous mission, last request, gives us the ability to get 5 wanted stars. Previously, it was capped at 4 wanted stars. And the reason that 5 wanted stars is a big deal for us is that 5 wanted stars is required in order for FBI cars to show up, and FBI cars are required, or at least one of them is required, at the import-export crane down here on Portland docks. So I did a massive cut there and got 5 stars for the first time in this video playthrough. This isn't going to work out for me, which is why I did the big cut. So I'll show you the whole thing when it actually works out. But anyway, this is our first time seeing the FBI cars, and they mean business. Okay, I'll also remind you that pedestrians do not spawn here on Portland docks until after you've completed cutting the grass. And I keep leaving Portland docks. I was hoping to just go to Portland docks, like crossing that kind of artificial line there between the driveway, the road, and Portland docks here, and then stay in Portland docks the whole time, like get my wanted level up from 0 to 5 stars. But I just couldn't do it. And then also I noticed that the FBI cars didn't spawn even when I had 5 stars. They wouldn't spawn if I stayed on Portland docks proper, which is why you see me, like peeking my car out onto the road just for a second. As soon as I'm on the road, even a tiny bit, the FBI cars all of a sudden spawn, whereas they didn't spawn at all while I was driving around and running around Portland docks, even with the 5 wanted stars. Okay, so here we go. As soon as we get this FBI car to stop on the yellow slashy lines, it is going to get picked up by that magnet. Sorry, boys. And this was how we got all of the import-export vehicles. Is I didn't want to drive any of them. I forget, it was so long ago. I forget if I actually achieved that goal or if I had to drive some of them. I don't remember. But anyway, this is the dream, is to make it so we don't actually have to get into the vehicle that gets import-exported. And I'll point out that once this FBI car is picked up and deposited, you'll see me back up here because if I blow up this police helicopter, the explosion will hurt me. Once this FBI car is imported, exported, which it is right there, that will leave us only one remaining import-export vehicle on the emergency crane list there. And that's going to be the Rhino, which is the tank, which is not available until let's see. So it comes out when you get 6 stars, and it also comes out, or sorry, not it comes out, but there's one that shows up during a particular mission, like where we meet Phil, the far north of Staunton. So that's coming up. Just one vehicle left at that import-export crane. Now, even though I've gotten the FBI car safely taken away and I've gotten credit for it, I don't consider the task done until I lose the wanted stars here. So I've got 5 wanted stars, and if I die or get busted, like at any point here, I'm going to reload the previous save from before I got the FBI car. And I don't want to use my cheaty, like the Quicksave program. I want to be able to get rid of the wanted stars in some legitimate way. either the pay and spray, which I just did here, or like at my wanted. Like I could save at my safe house. Like I would consider that fine, and then reload my save. That would clear the wanted stars. Or I could use my like any bribe stars that are out and about, or the bribe stars that are at my safe house. Anyway, there's something funny I wanted to show off with the FBI car. FBI car, and there's one right here. So I want to yank it, and so I just have to get my Patriot out of the way so I can make a quick getaway. But unbeknownst to me, I don't think there's a driver's side door on this particular FBI car, and so I'm ready to back up and get out of Dodge. I just get yanked out and busted. Oh, goodness. And as I mentioned, I didn't consider that task completed until I got rid of my wanted stars, which I did, but then I didn't save because I wanted to show something off with the FBI car. I don't know. Mistakes were made. We don't talk about it. All right, so here we are. I'm going to show you this whole thing, and including me getting my wanted level increased to 5 stars. And I'll read to you some more stuff about Salvatore while we watch this successful attempt. So I know I've already read a bunch about Salvatore, and I've got a bunch more to read. And he is the Don, right? He's the head of the mafia. He's a big guy, and so I feel like he deserves all of this time that we're reading about him from the wiki. And in the next video, when we tackle the mission Sayonara Salvatore, that will be the end, the last appearance of Salvatore in this game. Okay, so where are we here in my notes? All right. So just to catch you up, remember that GTA 3 is set in 2001, and Liberty City Stories is set in 1998, and San Andreas is set in 1992. So I'll give you just a very brief summary of pre-GTA 3 stuff. There's way more written about Salvatore's appearance in San Andreas and Liberty City Stories on the wiki, so check it out. It's good stuff. But very briefly, in San Andreas, there is a photo of Salvatore and Maria getting married. Honestly, I didn't even know they were married. I played this game for, I don't know, 1,200 hours, this GTA 3 game. I had no idea they were married. I thought she was just like a prostitute who was like friends of the family. I don't know. She's openly sleeping with Joey. She seems quite interested in us, in Claude. And then there's something happening there between her and Asuka, an old friend, with friend in quotes. But yeah, apparently she and Sal are married in this game. Here you see me luring this FBI car to its eventual doom. Okay, and so Maria and Salvatore are married in sometime in or before San Andreas, that timeline, 1992. And then in Liberty City Stories, which is set in 1998, quote, Salvatore is arrested and put on trial for all the crime in the city. I thought that was pretty funny when I read that on the wiki. And then he's found not guilty. And now I'm going to read some more from the wiki. So I think we've got not much health here, but anyway, the FBI car is currently being picked up and dropped off. And again, that will just leave one vehicle for this import-export crane. Good stuff. Okay, so coming back to the wiki, since his first trial in 1998 mentioned above, he had been tried in court another 4 times, winning each case. In April 2001, the final trial, he was accused of tax evasion, having $400,000 in undeclared income, before his lawyer, Maurice Goldberg, successfully convinced the court that Salvatore is dyslexic and struggled with taxes. He was only found guilty of importing tomato sauce from Sicily without a license, and he was fined. So I think a lot of that canon comes from the Liberty Tree, which is like the official Rockstar newspaper, like the Liberty City newspaper. Okay, and now just the summary of largely what we've seen in this game, in this video series. In October 2001, Salvatore is still at war with the Triads and the Diablos. Claude gets his start working for Luigi, and then is introduced to Salvatore by Tony Cipriani at the meeting. Salvatore's called a meeting, that mission. And Salvatore sees great potential in Claude. Maria, though still married to Salvatore, takes a serious liking to Claude. Salvatore has Curly Bob, an employee at Sex Club 7, killed by Claude for selling information to the cartel. So that was the mission Cutting the Grass. Claude supposedly earns ultimate favor with Salvatore after he and his friend 8-Ball destroy the cartel-run Spank factory aboard a tanker ship. However, Salvatore becomes paranoid, makes a truce with the cartel, becomes infuriated after Maria says she's, quote, an item with Claude, and sets a death trap for Claude before Maria warns him of the setup and helps him escape to Portland. So we saw that in last requests. All right, so this is me trying to grab one of these rogue FBI cars. It's here and running away despawns the guys who were in the car. Mostly, I think there's one right there, one FBI employee, but he's no match for me. And so something really interesting about the FBI car, and the reason that I wanted to steal one of these here is that unlike all of the other police vehicles, you can take this into the pay and spray and have it resprayed. And it fixes the car and it clears your wanted level. It's really surprising, right? You can't do this with the police car, can't do it with the enforcer, and there's plenty of other vehicles that the pay and spray says, whoa, I'm not touching that, that's way too hot. But this FBI car, you can use the paint spray. And here, I'll show you that you can also start Vigilante. You can do Vigilante in this police vehicle. That part isn't a surprise. But anyway, those two facts, so here I'm just going to save. So the fact that you can do Vigilante in this vehicle and you can respray and repair and lose your wanted level of this vehicle might make it easier to get a particular trophy in the definitive edition. So here we're done with the FBI car. I'm going to head over to the park in Hepburn Heights just to show you that there's a car that isn't there. Okay, so the Going Rogue trophy in the definitive edition you get for killing 15 criminals in one vigilante attempt. So there should be, and so that's why I'm saying like the FBI car might make it easier to do Vigilante. Okay, so I'm going back and forth here just to show you that there's a particular car that will spawn there in that little concrete jungle park right by Maria's apartment building. It's called the BF Injection, and it's the last required vehicle for the import-export list over in Shoreside Vale. But it doesn't spawn until we complete the next mission, Sayonara Salvatore. And so I just wanted to, highlight here that the vehicle, the BF Injection, is not there. Technically, it only spawns certain times of the day, 6 p.m. to midnight, but it's just straight up not there. Now, we will see it after we pass Sayonara Salvatore, but take a look at no blue wall. So we'll take a look at the ticker here. Let's see, so keep your eyes on the road and not on this sign. I think that's new. First phase Liberty Tunnel has been completed. Indeed it has. So our tunnel is wide open. Check your speed. Indeed. Okay, so no blue wall here. We can drive right through this for the first time without using our, no collision glitch. But the blue wall has literally moved and it is now here, just on the other side of our left turn over to Staunton Island. So there wasn't a wall here before. If you illegally get to Staunton, then you can easily drive in the tunnel from Staunton to Shoreside, but as soon as you unlock Staunton, that tunnel physically moves and blocks your way between Staunton and Shoreside. Okay, so again, welcome to Staunton. Pretend that you're surprised and that we haven't already spent a lot of hours here. So the next mission that we're going to tackle is going to be Sayonara Salvatore. But I'm not actually going to do that mission in this video. I'm going to kind of play with time in this video. I was intending to do that mission and a few other things, the FBI car and the BF injection in this video, but that would have made the video kind of long and I decided I didn't want to do that. So I'm splitting it into two videos. So follow along here. I'm going to show you the beginning of the cutscene to Sayonara Salvatore, but just notice that I've saved my game right here. And then we're starting Sayonara Salvatore. In a few seconds, I'm going to cut this and I'm going to start the video after I have passed Sayonara Salvatore. So as I record this commentary, I've already completed Sayonara Salvatore. I've already got all the footage for it and I've passed. I'm going to show you all that footage in the next video. But in this video, take a look at the name of the load state there. It said Sayonara Salvatore, meaning that I've just loaded the game or the save state where the previous mission that I completed is Sayonara Salvatore. So big jump cut there. The gap in time is going to be filled in the next video. But in this video, I'm just going to drive right to the same place we were before where there was no vehicle, no BF injection sitting here, and I will show you the BF injection. So again, this is a vehicle we need for to complete the import-export garage over in Shoreside Vale. So again, hoping it was clear the timing here. I have done an entire mission which I will show you in the next video, but it was doing that mission that unlocks, that causes the BF injection to spawn. There's some canon here, like the BF injection is Joey's car. We saw it many times inside of the Joey's garage, like during his cutscenes, and even when we glitched our way into Joey's garage. but it wasn't drivable. So here it is now finally available for us, which is great. I ended up getting into a little bit of trouble with the law. I just want to bring this over to whatchamacallit, the Shoreside Vale Import Export Garage to complete that garage. I got in trouble with the law, and then I was surprised that the responding officers, like I could hear sirens, but I didn't see any new police cars. And it turns out they're on the other side of the wall. Like I guess it makes sense. They just sort of spawn randomly in some radius within Claude. And these guys happen to spawn on the other side of the wall. So there they are. They can't hurt me. I think I could hurt them. I end up shooting bullets. I don't know why. Like, there's no way that the bullets are going to go through that little gap. I think that gap is just a visual gap and not an actual no hit detection kind of gap. But I'm pretty sure I could have used the flamethrower to take these police officers out. I didn't think of it in the moment. But anyway, that was just an oddity that I thought I would show off. Okay, and then we're going to take this BF injection to my safe house in Staunton, and then bring it over to the garage in Shoreside Vale. So just fast forwarding this trip here. The tricky part is getting it from Staunton to Shoreside Vale, because remember, there is now a blue wall blocking that path in the tunnel. So I'm putting it here in my garage, and then I'll save the game like legitimately over in the safe house here. And then I'm going to reload the save a few times in this video. So my hope was that I could take this BF injection and glitch it through the ground in the same place where we glitched the Barracks OL through the ground. I think we did that. It was right over by the hospital, and we managed to glitch that Barracks OL through the ground at the hospital, and then drive it on the tunnel back to the Crane Import-Export garage. I didn't know whether or not this would work with the BF injection. The Barracks OL is quite a bit larger, and I know that it's like, playing with hit detection is how this kind of glitching through the ground works. So I didn't know if the size of the BF injection would make this feasible or not. But anyway, we'll give it the old college try. Okay, so I'm going to cut a lot of my attempts here. I'm just kind of showing you the beginning of the setup. It took me a long time, but eventually I was able to get this BF injection to glitch through the ground. But again, I'm cutting a lot of me just literally driving into a wall, because the fact is I don't understand the mechanics of like exactly what makes this work. So it's just like I don't know the setup. I'm just crossing my fingers that somehow I'll glitch into the ground and everything will work out hunky-dory. All right, so this first attempt here, you're going to see that like I kind of get through the ground, not in the typical way where the entire car stays horizontal, like level with the ground, and then just falls flat straight down like onto its wheels. Unfortunately, as you can see here, it fell onto its roof, or lack of roof, wherever the roof would be. So that was no good. But anyway, it was a proof of concept. Like I was convinced that if I got it lined up just right, then I would be able to get this BF injection to land wheels down onto the tunnel, and then drive it from there over to the import garage on Shoreside Vale. So here is attempt number 2. You can see I just reloaded the save, and I'm going to do another massive cut as I drive over to the hospital and then drive into the wall a bunch. And eventually we get this to work. I had to get out and then kind of orient myself, and then I got back in, and I changed the camera, not the camera angle, but like the kind of camera, like it's the C button on my keyboard, so that I could see. Like right now all I can see is blue hell, but I changed the perspective of the camera, and that allowed me to see what I was driving on, which is great. And then I think we're going to fast forward here as I drive. You can pretty much drive in the middle of the tunnel, but there's some barriers that you have to scoot around, either on the far left or far right of the tunnel. There's not a lot of room over there, but there is enough room to drive the BF injection without falling off. And so yeah, we're just going to drive so that we're officially on Shoreside Vale property, and then just drive off of this tunnel. And wouldn't you know it, a Colombian cartel cruiser shows up here. And I almost got out to like jack the cartel cruiser and like teach these guys a lesson. I would have fallen right into blue hell and gotten separated from my BF injection, which would have been terrible, just tragic. Okay, so here we are. Victory is in sight. And again, like I did some massive cuts in this video. Like it might have taken like 5 minutes each attempt just to get this BF injection to fall through the ground. So, so far so good. All we have to do is drive this thing to the import-export garage here on Shoreside Vale. And then the only thing that can stop us is for the BF injection to catch fire. But, you know, like it's a short drive here, should be easy enough to get this thing into the garage. And here we are, regular speed, couple of collisions, some major, some minor. And are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm so close to the promised land. And my BF injection catches fire. Why does this game mock me so? All hope is not lost. I was hoping beyond hope that I could maybe push this destroyed BF ejection into the opening, like into like right in front of the garage door, and that it would just open up and I could shove it in and get credit for it. I didn't think there was much chance this would work, but was worth a shot before reloading and trying again with another attempt from the beginning, like from the whatchamacallit, Staunton safe house. So we give this a shot, and then we're going to get this message that says we're not interested in that model. Now, I think they were talking about the truck that I'm in, but I was like, oh, maybe if I get out, like like I think if I could have gotten into this burnt out injection, it might have opened up, but no good. And then it despawns, and now I'm really ticked because I'm telling you, gang, it was like 6 minutes of driving into the wall to get that BF injection to come through the ground, and I did that twice already, and I know I've got to do it a third time, and people have to pay. What can I say? All right, so we'll do this. We'll make some people pay and have a temper tantrum. And while we're doing that, I will blow up an old man who's right in front of me, and blow myself up in the process. But I think he learned his lesson. Okay, so third time's the charm. This time again, I'm going to do a massive cut, but this time I drove quite defensively the BF injection the entire time. I drove it defensively here on Staunton, and then once I get it through the ground, I'll drive it defensively over on Shoreside, like in the tunnel, and then outside the tunnel, heading to the import-export garage. So here's another massive cut, and then eventually my successful attempt to get it through the ground. I guess I should rate the FBI car. I think every import-export vehicle we've rated it. So the FBI car is cool. Like it's got a nice top speed. I like the black sleek look of the vehicle, and it's awesome that you can use it to do vigilante, and that you can pay and spray it, different from all the other police vehicles. So I'm going to give that one a 9 out of 10. That's a nice car. And then the BF injection here, technically we haven't quite gotten it to the import-export garage, but spoilers, it's going to happen here on this attempt. So the BF injection looks cool. Like I really like the look of this vehicle, and it sounds cool. Like it's got a nice sound coming off of it when the engine is running, like when you hit the accelerator. But it handles pretty poorly. There's a mission later on where when I'm speed running this game, like I do the mission which takes me naturally from Staunton to Portland, and then in Portland I grab the BF injection and I drive it all the way to Shoreside to the import-export garage, and I've lost my BF injection on that drive so many times just because it handles poorly. Like it flips and it rolls, and I lose control. So, and then additionally, I found it quite challenging to get the BF injection over to the Shoreside Vale import-export garage as early as possible in this video series, in this playthrough, in this video in particular. So a 1 out of 10 for those reasons. So here we are, finally, home sweet home, importing, exporting this BF injection, which completes this garage. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So because this garage is going to be completed here in a second, we can now spawn any of the vehicles that we imported, exported here, any of the vehicles on the wall there on that list. I am going to treat myself to a limousine ride. So that's one of the vehicles, the stretch. That's the one that we're going to take here. Of course, it's kind of less romantic, the fact that I'm driving it myself. I'm going to pretend that I'm being chauffeured and taken in the lap of luxury from here on the drive at the end of this video. So we do have just a tiny bit more time to read from the wiki on Salvatore. Salvatore Leone's appearance is based on Marlon Brando in his famous role Don Vito Corleone from the 1972 crime drama movie The Godfather. In fact, it can be reasoned that the Leone family is heavily based on the Corleone family and the Godfather movies, with the name Leone itself being inside of Corleone. The Godfather franchise is based on the Corleone family, Corleone, and Salvatore Leone is Leone. Um, Leone is also a known importer of tomato sauce, similar to how Corleone, that's from the Godfather movie, was an importer of olive oil. Salvatore also heavily resembles Frankly Pentangeli, a character from The Godfather Part 2, especially in GTA 3. Okay, so I think that's about all the time we have for in terms of reading from the wiki here. I'll point out again, we did some stuff out of order. So just notice that I'm saving here right by the dodo. In the next video, you're going to see me go back in time and show you me passing Sayonara Salvatore. And then in the video after that one, I'll reload right here and we will move on to the next story mission in the game. Thank you so much for watching and we'll see you real soon.